I love electric cars. I've been driving them for years. And while I love high-tech cars as much as the next EV YouTuber out there, some of my favourite EVs are ones that put functionality before gadgetry, which is why I have to admit to having a pretty big soft spot for the Bollinger B1 and B2 Go Anywhere utility trucks. Because at first glance, they're no-nonsense, gadget-free work vehicles with decent performance and specs. They also remind me of the original Land Rover. Sadly, their price isn't so great, $125,000, which puts them out of the price range for your average farmer, self-employed tradesperson, and casual off-roader. That said, the firm has been clear from the start that it's not targeting private buyers all that much. Instead, it's focusing on commercial fleet owners, where writing off the cost of buying an expensive vehicle is quickly offset by the fuel savings made, and where the more rugged the vehicle, the longer it's likely to last, and the more likely it is to get purchased in the first place. With all of that in mind, it probably comes as no surprise that Bollinger has just announced a new variant of its vehicle based on the B2 pickup, the B2 chassis cab. It's even less of a surprise if you consider that last month Bollinger announced the Bollinger E-chassis, essentially a powertrain skateboard that it would sell to specialist outfitters, allowing companies to build a wide variety of vehicles on top of the company's drivetrain, battery pack and power electronics. The B2 chassis cab, meanwhile, sits in between the E-chassis and the standard production B2. It's basically a Bollinger B2 without the pickup bit at the back. Bollinger says that the chassis cab will be available with a 2- or 4-door cab, that's standard or extended cab to most pickup fans out there, as well as a choice of full cab or cutaway cab. The distinction here being a fully enclosed cab versus an open rear, which allows access to whatever it is that the custom body is going to be put on the back. As you might have guessed by now, while we do have plenty of footage of the B1 and B2, Bollinger has currently only provided photos and illustrations accompanying this press release. So you'll have to forgive me if I'm using static imagery and non-chassis cab videos for this presentation. The concept of chassis cab variants of popular medium and heavy-duty trucks isn't at all new. Pretty much every truck manufacturer out there, from Chevrolet and Ram through to Daimler and Volvo, offer some form of cab-on-chassis variants, allowing customers to then pay third-party outfitters to build custom bodies to sit behind their truck cab. Ambulances, utility trucks, flatbed recovery trucks, and even, yes, some types of mid-size RVs are all built onto chassis cab platforms. So there's absolutely no denying that there's a very lucrative market out there for any company willing to build on top of Bollinger's foundation. In terms of specification, Bollinger is quoting all-wheel drive and all-terrain capabilities, thanks to those portal gear hubs, as standard, as well as £5,000 of payload capability. In addition, the B2 chassis cab will feature the same stuff that the regular B1 and B2 have, such as self-levelling hydropneumatic suspension, 10 kilowatt onboard AC charger, and DC quick charging capability. Since the onboard power inverter is part of the charging system, the same one in the B1 and B2, there's also the same option for 120 or 240 volt power takeoff, which allows high power, heavy-duty power tools to be powered from the truck, even if there's no mains power nearby. This, of course, makes it super easy for any third-party specialist vehicle outfitters to build a whole slew of different body options for the B2 chassis cab. And I think it would probably be especially of interest to utility companies who often have to travel into extremely remote areas to attend to power lines in the most horrendous of weather conditions. So all-wheel drive off-road capability and onboard power are a must. At the time of making this video, we don't have a price for this new variant, but as I've noted before, the more vehicles Bollinger can make for commercial clients, the cheaper its regular pickup and utility truck will become, thanks to economies of scale, and that will benefit everyone. And because commercial vehicle operators that rely on these heavily customised, often very expensive specialty vehicles are most likely basing their vehicles on big, powerful engines that are expensive to fuel and maintain, and also happen to fail to meet emission standards, then I really don't think Bollinger is going to struggle to find customers. Sure, its B1 and B2 will be out of the reach for many, including me, but this is a smart move that could secure the company's future for many years to come, just like Rivian has done much the same by working with Amazon to design and build delivery trucks for Amazon. That's it. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.